Hey guys, today we're going to try to identify for you guys at home whether you're losing water or whether maybe you just have an evaporation issue at home. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and do a little screenshot here because we're not going to talk too much about evaporation, but I want you to have basically a little screenshot on how to calculate evaporation to compare whether you're actually losing water in your pond. All right guys, this is going to be day one of identifying whether you have water loss or evaporation. So if you've already determined that you think you have more than evaporation and you have a water loss going on, your first step on the Pondless waterfall is to turn off the water feature, okay? So we're going to go ahead and reach over, and what you want to do is you want to just unplug it, okay? Don't use your phone, don't just unplug it so there's no chance it's turning back on during this. Now in a Pondless waterfall we had rain yesterday, so it's going to fill up pretty quickly. I want to go ahead and take my rock off the lid. It's going to be identifying the water level. So we have to wait for this thing to turn completely off, which we got a little bit of water still coming out of the stream. And you see the reservoir has filled up a few inches. So you got to go ahead and keep this thing off. On this one, there's no exact way. I'm not a fan of, let's just measure that rock and loss. It's not an exact way of doing it. The best way you can do that is use an old broom handle or a stick and make sure you're at the very bottom. Poke around a little bit to make sure you're at the bottom of the water feature. When you pull this out, I can easily identify how much water's in there. If you have a yardstick or something like that at home, great, okay? Then we're gonna measure it. So I've got 25 inches, okay? Or step 1 and 2, and we're gonna leave this thing off for 24 hours, okay? We're gonna come back and check on this and get a measurement in 24 hours. Hey guys, so we are on day 2. We're gonna go over step 3. Step 3 is just to record, okay? You're gonna do the same thing again. You're gonna stick your water in. Ideally, the stick will be dry because you've actually waited 24 hours. You're gonna stick that back in. You're gonna retest it and just get that measurement, okay? So we're not gonna talk about what that measurement means now. Just get that same measurement. Step 4 is now we're gonna turn everything back on. So we're not gonna talk about whether the water dropped or not. All we care about is turning it back on. Okay, now that we've got the water turned back on, we once again are gonna have to wait for it to completely fill up. And if you notice, the water's dropping rapidly in the reservoir here. So we're losing 4 or 5 inches right away. Once again, we're not losing that water. It's just displacing it up here in the top. So you have to wait for that to go ahead and settle out. So we have 2 measurements so far, right? Yesterday we measured it when we turned it off, and we measured it again on day 2. So the last step of today, I think, is step 5. Is remeasuring it. Now that's gonna be a little tough because you just got your measuring rod wet. Hopefully, ideally, you can reverse it around. Find that bottom, just like I did there, and boom, I got a second measurement, okay? So now that measurement's gonna be less, and that's okay. That's not water loss, we just went ahead and displaced it. Okay, so that's step 5. That's day 2. We're gonna wait 24 more hours, and we're gonna come back. I'll see you on day 3. All right guys, so we are currently on day 3. Day 3, right away, we're gonna do the same thing. It's always the same thing on the start of each day, and we're gonna re-record. So now we've let this thing run for 24 hours. This is like hour 48 in the total test. We're gonna go ahead and drop this thing back in, test it, and measure that same distance, okay? So from top to bottom. Those data points at this point are very important to get back to us at Earthworks, especially if we're trying to help you solve the problem. Now, if you're trying to do it yourself, and you live here in Jacksonville, you can still make a phone call. We'll try to help walk you through what those data points mean and give you a direction. So there's 2 scenarios in this case, okay? So we've already worked through, there's 3 scenarios. We've already worked through the evaporation, so we're at that point where we think we're losing actual water. So step 1, or scenario 1, is when we left this thing off for 24 hours, it leaked down however many inches, X amount of inches, and it leaked about the same amount with it running. That tells you that you're actually losing water somewhere in the reservoir. A way more difficult situation and hardly ever happens. Scenario 2 is you lost more water with it running over those 24 hours than you did with it off. That is 90-something% of the time what happens. And what that means is you have a low edge somewhere on your stream, or the plumbing has a leak in it. All things that are identifiable and pretty easy to fix. So that's how it kind of breaks it down, and it tells you what to start looking at. Now, if you're contracting us, or we built you a pond, or what, like, we'll help you walk you through all those steps. And especially if we've sent this video to you before we're coming out to actually service your pond. So I hope that helped, and I guess we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks guys.